Okay. How we looking? How we looking? How we doing? How we doing tonight, guys? We are playing some Mega Man 2 on the OG Game Boy because I have not recorded any playthroughs of any of the Mega Man Game Boy games. So we need to jump on them. And more specifically, I prefer to kind of go through them the way that I played them, growing up. Mega Man 2 was the first one that I played through. And this one, as much as they say like the Game Boy games are kind of like a companion to the NES games, for the most part, there is some continuity changes. So I would consider them not really the same timeline as the NES games, but kind of like their own separate timeline. Most importantly, because they have the I think they're called like the Mega Man killers in this game. You have your essentially you have like your 8 robot masters, and then you have additional robots that Wily made during these games. So in Japan, the Mega Man Game Boy games are called Rockman World, and the NES games are just like Rockman, but these are Rockman World. So it's I consider it a different timeline, but more or less Mega Man 2. I believe this one has a little bit of time travel aspects to it. So there's a specific robot in this one called Quint, and what he is he's essentially a Mega Man clone. So Wily ends up making his own version of Mega Man called Quint, and he's essentially like a Mega Man. I would say like a Mega Man from the future, and then later on they expand upon it. But this Mega Man 2 in particular gets a lot of like hate, and I think it's kind of silly because I mean, growing up, I thought this was a great Mega Man game, and apparently like Capcom hates it because I think they licensed it, well not licensed it, they had it developed by like a third party that wasn't like their first I guess pick, but at the time they had so much going on that I think that they had to outsource this game to another company, but you can really hear it in the soundtrack and some of the gameplay. They consider it like a watered down Mega Man 2, but I don't have any issues with it. Like I said, I think it's a great one. So I grew up with it. I have no complaints about it. It's a little bit on the easier side when you think of like Mega Man like hard. It's not like a Mega Man 1. But it's not really like that bad. If you want to get into the Game Boy Mega Mans, I would say start with Mega Man 2. But I mean, without further ado, let's just jump into it because I'll show you. Like you can tell from like the initial screen that the soundtrack is a little bit off, but I think it's just that I don't know if they're really remixed or they're like their own original songs for Mega Man 2, but a lot of their like problems with like the music is they just think it sounds bad. I don't really think it's that bad. And you're like I said, you'll see with the stages, like if I go to Woodman or Metal Man, they don't sound like Woodman or Metal Man stages at all. But at the same time, they have their own original feel to them. Like this, like the OST, you just gotta like listen to it as I go. Okay, there we go. Like I think this is like the most hated track in the game as far as themes. But yeah, like I said, I don't really have a big issue with it. But I also think that when companies outsource their games to other companies, you can't really critique it as hard because it's like you're essentially want someone else to make your product for you, and then if you're gonna kind of outcast it because it's not up to snuff, well, that's on you for outsourcing your fucking product. So You know, I don't know everything about this game as far as all the developers behind it, but I remember reading that this game, like I said, Capcom was not too happy with the way it came out. And I don't think it's broken at all. I just don't think it's... I have no problem with it, but that's just me. A lot of bad games that people like heavily critique, I don't really have a problem with them. That's just me. A lot of the older like NES stuff where people are like, this is a terrible, terrible game. I'm like, well, it was such primitive times that it's like there was not really a bar. It was kind of like the Wild West of gaming, I would say. People were still getting used to hardware and, you know, learning the ins and out of gaming development. Now, if this is something like 2024 where it's like, you know, you should have standards set. But when it comes to like games from like the 80s and the 90s, the early 90s, you know, it's like when they fumble it sometimes, I really don't have a big issue with it. But anyway, enough of that. I just wanted to go on a smidgen of a tangent there about it. But yeah, I really like this Mega Man a lot. I'm probably one of the few. I prefer like this. I always prefer the Game Boy games because they were like, they would take 4 Robot Masters from, let's say, Mega Man 2, and then you have 4 Robot Masters from Mega Man 3. So they felt like their own, like I said, their own unique timeline. So that's what's going on with this one. So we're going to start with Metal Man. Let's see how we do. I haven't played this in a very long time. See if I can get into a rhythm here with the blades. There we go. I think I found it. Almost. Alright, 1 Robot Master down. That's a pretty sweet picture of Rockin' or Mega Man and Rush. I love that one. It was so easy back then to like crack the passwords. It's what, like 5 random inputs. It's not even like the Game Boy. It's not even colored where it's like Mega Man 3. You have like red and blue dots. This is just 1 input, so it's like A1, A3. Like you could probably come up with. You could probably just like crack the codes as you went without even trying. Alright, so we finished Metal Man, so I'm thinking Woodman next. I'm going to try to take him out with the Buster, though, if I can. I like to try to go all Buster with these guys. You know, another thing I'll say is, like, you know, the Game Boy, when they try to replicate the NES themes, like the songs, like the counterparts, a lot of times it's like they couldn't really nail them. So it's like when you kind of take liberties and make your own, you know, like remixes, I like it even more. Because like I said, as much as this soundtrack gets kind of some shit, I think this, like, the songs all sound original. And they're fine for what they are. Some people say some of the Game Boy games, especially like Mega Man 1 on the Game Boy, a lot of people say it's harder than the original NES Mega Man. So it's kind of like I want to come back and, you know, see if I can play through all of them. Because I know Mega Man 5 on the Game Boy is really fucking hard. See, like, we're incorporating, like, some of, like, Needle Man stage from Mega Man 3 into this stage. So these stages feel very, like, hybrid-esque of, like, different games. I love it. I don't think I can clear them by jumping over them. Oh, shit. Alright, guys, let's see how we do here. Woodman was always, to me, like one of the hardest Mega Man 2 bosses. Because his leaf shield is like such a range to get around. It's so hard to clear it. Oh, you just can't get over it. It's almost not even fair using like the Metal Blade against him, because I think it's like 2 hits and he's dead. Okay, is it Crashman or Windman? I'm gonna go Crashman stage next. I messed that up. Ooh, I just made that. Oh, we must not have the rush adapter yet. Nice. Oh, you can get a few energy tanks in this stage. Alright guys, we're at Crashman. Let's see how we do. Got him. Woo, that was close. Now we got Rush Coil, so I needed that a few minutes ago. Okay, off to Airman. Yeah, this, like I said, this sounds nothing like Airman stage. But it's pretty good for what it is. I don't care what anyone says. There we go. I think I gotta take the hit to get across. Ooh, I almost ate that. Ooh, that was close. Oh. Okay, we are here. It's still gonna hit you. There we go. Oh, wow. I thought I was done. Woo! He's just like chilling outside trying to get in. Here we go. There's Wily. He's looking extra sus right now. Oh, the trapdoor. So here's our other 4 robot masters. So what we got first? Is this Needleman stage? Oh, I think it's Hardman stage. So yeah, so like I was saying, this game is broken up between half the Robot Masters from Mega Man 2, half from 3. So now we are taking on Mega Man 3 bosses. Nice. Let's see if I can get him from here. Got him. Gotta outrun that guy. Alright, let's see how we do here, guys. Hardman, he he's done. Boom. Funny thing is, with some of these Mega Man games, like, you don't really need to use the powers in the stages. And it'd be nice if they incorporated, like, the... You know, if you're gonna break the stages up into, like, 4 and 4, take the later half of the stages and maybe make it a requirement where you could, you need to utilize, like, the powers from the first 4 Robot Masters to, you know, get through certain areas. I think Rush Marine's like the coolest looking Rush power up. What is that, 3 E-Tanks we have? Nice. I think it maxes out at 4, maybe. Alright guys, let's see if we can get through this without dying. So far, so good. Two more. Alright, not a bad run so far. Okay, so we got 2 more. So left or right? I'll go left. Oh, Magnet Man stage. Can I make that jump without the magnets? Oof, that is a jump. Oof. Yeah, I think we're maxed on E-Tanks. Adios. Alright, we are at Magnet Man. Trying to get right under him. Keep getting clipped though. Come on. Got him. He's nice. Alright, so we got one more Robot Master. I don't know, since I used Rush Jet so far, if this is considered a Buster only run. I haven't used any of the Robot Master power-ups, but... Lost the controller back there. My Rush Jet's still low, so I should go stock up on some. Oops. Yeah, I mean, some areas you have to use the Rush coils, so, I mean, there you go. I'm not making it over that without it. Oh, I didn't want to get hit by that. Needleman's usually pretty damn hard in Mega Man 3, so let's see how he is on the Game Boy. Damn. Fuck. Oh, bro, I can't believe I got through that. He was whooping my ass. What I got over here? Okay, so we finished the 4 Robot Masters. So there's Quint. Quint is a Mega Man clone from the future, built by Wily. And he returns later as a Rock Band Shadow in another handheld Mega Man game, where he's kind of like the main enemy throughout the game. Pretty interesting that like they built upon his lore, but I mean he's pretty simple in this game, and he uses like a pogo stick too. It's kind of funny. Like when did a Mega Man clone, but you would think he would have like another dog like Rush, but he has a pogo stick he jumps on. So that's kind of, yeah. So you got the Quint item. Yeah, I'm not gonna be riding a fucking pogo stick at the end of this game. I don't know what it does. That's a cool ass image though. I really like that Wily machine right there. That's pretty creepy. I love that. I don't know what those things are in the background. Like I don't know if those are time clocks. I don't know what it is. It looks like clocks. I think this, like I said, I think this has something. I don't know the story here, but I think with the Quint robot, something's going on with the like with time and space. Oh, I missed the E-tank. Oh, I don't need it. And the intro theme's playing throughout the whole thing, which is kind of cool. I love this theme. I don't know. Keep moving, Mega Man. Keep moving. Fuck. Oh. Alright, here we are, guys. We are at Wiley. I think you have to use metal. Nope. What is it? It's definitely not metal. Run it back. Let's gotta go through all that again. No, I don't think so. What hurts him? It's not top. It's not air. Unless it's the fucking Clash, but like, I don't think it's that. Oh, what is it? Does Oh, you really got to hit him on top of the capsule. Okay. I didn't realize you had to be that close. Okay, now at least we know what to do. There we go. Okay. We got this. Alright, phase 2 of Wiwi. Phase 2 down. Bringing on the big guns. That's cool. Well, I had no death leading up to that, so I didn't know what to do. This is such a good scene. Take him out. could just shove the pogo stick up his ass, like the fucking Quint weapon or whatever it is. This is cool. There you go, guys. So that's Mega Man 2 on the Game Boy. Like I said, that was one I had as a kid, and I really love this game. I think it's pretty good, pretty solid for what it is. Great graphics, like big sprite work for Mega Man characters, and I appreciate that. All the sprites look very faithful to the NES versions of them, so I love about like Game Boy as it kind of progressed. They really got very good with the hardware, where like the sprite work looks amazing. Like I said, go back and look at Super Mario Land 1 and then look at Super Mario Land 2, and the jump is incredible. So they figured out the hardware within a couple years, and I mean, they could make some great stuff with it. So especially when you have the enhancements like the Super Game Boy 2, and there's people out there that are making like great like color fixes, or they go out there and they make like like a ROM hack that has all brand new sprite work, and it looks really good. Like they're making their own like DX versions of like OG Game Boy games, which is really nice. So I'd like to see this game be remade with like a brand new color palette. I think would be really cool. But yeah, the big thing with the Game Boy games is they're all very much companions to the NES games. So they're kind of like Mega Man 2 came out, and then Mega Man 3 came out, and then you'd have the handheld version, which is, like I said, a blend of 2 and 3. And then, 4 would come out, and then the Game Boy Companion game would be like 3 and 4. It'd be a blend of both. But this one in particular feels very unique to the story because, like I said, they introduced Quint. There's a Mega Man clone from the future named Quint. I gotta go back, like I said, and look at the story again, but I think it has something to do with Mega Man trying to prevent Wily from altering the future or something like that, because you see all those clocks and there's something going on inside that Wily fortress, so I'm not really sure. Mega Man 5 on the Game Boy is its own unique game where you fight like robot masters, named based off of like planets and stuff like that. They're your own unique like alien robots that Mega Man has to fight, so it's really cool. And they're all based, like I said, they're all based off different planets. So I should do that one on the stream for you guys too. But yeah, when I come back, I'd like to do maybe Mega Man 3 and 4 and so forth. Just kind of go from there, because I feel like the Game Boy Mega Man games don't really get enough love, and they're all great. This one's a little bit, like I said, a little bit on the easier side. I think the enemies just take damage pretty well, like the robot masters. Like you can, if you're seasoned at Mega Man games, this one shouldn't be too challenging. Or if you're looking to start somewhere in the Mega Man franchise, I'd say maybe start here. This one's good. So yeah, that's about it. Man, Mega Man 2 and Mega Man 3 had some great enemies and just ideas for stuff going forward. Clash Man. For a long time, a lot of people praised 2 as like their favorite. For me, it was like, I love 3, I love 4, I love 6. For me, if you asked me what order I'd want to play them, it'd probably be 4, 6, 5, 3, 2, and then 1. And that's my order of how I enjoy them. All like the last 3 games on the NES are my absolute favorites. On the Game Boy, Mega Man 4 is very good. It's 4 and 2. Like I said, I play a lot of 4 and 2. 3 is good. I don't like 1. And then 5 is extremely hard. So that one I gotta warm up by playing a few of these, and I'll try to get into Mega Man 5. Might be like the second or third hardest Mega Man in the OG line. There's Quint. Thank you for playing. Capcom presents. So there we go, guys. That's it. That's the ending credits. That's all I got for today. It was a quicker one for tonight. How long did it take to get to the ending? Was that 50? I'm at what, 51? So about 50 minutes it took me to get through that. Not bad, under an hour. So that's it, guys. Let me know how I did. If you guys have played through this before, give me a shout here, Rockin' Cat Reviews. I will see you guys shortly. So again, always a pleasure, playing through these with you guys, and I will see you soon. So have yourselves a fantastic night, and I will talk to you later. All right, bye-bye, guys.